there, and welcome to February of 2024. This is our very first one universal month of 2024. So listen up. This is important. There's only going to be 2 universal months of one, which is all about go time, new beginnings, new opportunities, new directions, new. There's only been 2 of these in 2024. So you're not going to see this gorgeous, yummy lineup again until December of 2024. So we want to take advantage of it this month. So unlike the heavier vibration of January, this past January, February is going to be filling you with a restless, get her done kind of an energy, right? You're going to be chomping at the bit, so to speak, to get things going. Maybe you are anxious about making a new start. Is that possible? Maybe you're done with the past. I mean, a lot of us reflect upon that around New Year's. What about the past? Are you done with it? You want to kick that to the curb? You are ready to start your engine and just go already. Okay, so, but you know what? As I think about this, even frogs need to look before they leap, right? So maybe we need to be just a little bit more like frogs, just a little bit more like frogs. So clearly, when we keep making decisions, and we keep on doing what we've always done, we typically get what we've always gotten, right? We've heard this before. This is nothing new. So your decisions now, they need to be aimed at breaking that pattern so that you're not constantly repeating the past, right? If you want something new, you have to make a new decision. Are you facing a really big decision right now? Is that something that you're struggling with? Are you wondering which path to take? Are you standing there? You know what it's like when you're out I've been there when you're out and you're looking and there's 2 different paths that you can go on a trail and you're really not sure which ones to take. Is that kind of how you're feeling? Do you feel like this is a life and death kind of a decision? Is there a lot of anxiety invested in this decision that you're having to make? Maybe it's a relationship you're looking to leave. Maybe it's a job you want to quit. Maybe it's a city you want to leave. But if you're struggling with a decision that feels akin to a fork in the road, you're not alone. I can assure you of that. We've all just left that really heavy vibration, that really heavy energy of 2023, where many of us, especially those of us who are 7s, were invested way too far in our heads, right? Because last year was a 7 universal year. So it was difficult for us to make good decisions. So that hangover that caused you to second guess all of your important decisions is still with you, right? So, and you probably thought it was the rum and the eggnog. I assure you it wasn't. It was the 7 influence of 2023. So it's true. We're all being somewhat seduced, if you will, by the start your engines now, it's go time kind of influence of 2024. Okay, so be ready for this. So everyone loves a fresh new start, right? Especially around the new year. We're all looking for new ways to do better than what we did last year, release some stuff that wasn't working for us anymore. And it's all very true that we all want to make some really good decisions. No one likes to fail, right? And a decision is going to lead to either a victory or a failure, right? So no one wants to fail. So what can you do to be sure that you are making solid decisions in a go time kind of month? Because that's what February promises to be, right? February is a 1 universal month, which gives that vibration of giddy up, let's do this kind of thing. First of all, before you make a big decision, especially if there's some anxiety around it, take a moment and pause, right? Just pause. Take a breath. Taking in a deep breath is actually linked to the sympathetic nervous system, which controls your fight or flight response, right? So it calms you down. It grounds you. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. Just take a really big, deep breath. Next thing you want to do is explore, take some time to ponder the consequences of the decision you're trying to make. Which one of those decisions can you live with, and which ones would you rather do without, right? So just take a moment to ponder them. Write them down if you need to. Take a piece of paper. I like to do this. I find this really helpful. If you take a piece of paper and divide it in half and write down a decision, okay, on the left-hand side, and write down all the possible outcomes for that decision, the good, the bad, the ugly, and just take a moment. And on the divide the paper in half. On the left side, you're going to write down all the things that you wouldn't want to happen as a result of that decision. And then write down all the things that you would want to happen as a result of that decision. This is really a great way to get a little bit of clarity. It's right in front of you. You've created it, right? You're looking right at it. So that might be something helpful for you to do. want you to pause again and ask yourself if this decision has to be made right now or can it wait? Oh my, I'm an Aries, right? I have one speed and it's on. If I get an idea and I want to make it happen, I'm also a manifesting generator. So it's like I have trouble waiting to respond. I have a tendency to kind of react, but that doesn't always play out well. So I'm encouraging you guys to pause just for a second, right? Pause for a second and ask yourself, is this decision life or death? Like, does this have to be made right now? Okay. Usually it doesn't. So cut yourself some slack and take some time out to breathe a little bit. You want to take responsibility for your decision, right? Try not to be swayed by what other people think. When we're feeling kind of confused, it's common for us to say, hey, what do you think I should do? Or what are your thoughts? Don't worry about what everybody else's thoughts are, right? At the end of the day, they're not going to be living with the consequences of your decision. You are, okay? So you don't want to compromise yourself because you're afraid of facing the outcome of your choice, okay? So don't compromise yourself in any way because you're afraid that the outcome isn't going to be great. Own your decision. Oh my goodness, this is a really big one. Own your decision, good, bad, or indifferent, right? We make mistakes all the time. It's all right. Last time I checked, we're still here. We still live through it. So own your decision, whether it's a good one or it's a bad one. It's your decision to make and nobody else's. So trust your intuition, right? Trust your intuition or your gut feeling. And while you're at it, you might want to tap into the divine, maybe through meditation or simply just through prayer or just shaking your fist up at the sky saying, come on, guys, I need a little bit of help here. But ask the divine to help you to know that you're making the best decision, not just for yourself, but the best decision for all concerned, right? So everybody who would be affected by this decision, let's make sure that it's a good decision for everybody. And sometimes the decisions that you make aren't going to be popular ones, but even if they're not popular, and there's some people that might resent the decision that you've chosen to make, sometimes there's something for them to learn in that decision as well, right? So it might not be a popular decision, but it might be still the best decision for everybody and for all concerned. The other thing you want to do is take time out to examine the motives behind your choices, right? What's in it for you? Why are you forced to make this decision? Why does it have to be done right now? Why does it have to be the right decision? Is your ego standing in the way here? Is your what's the word I'm looking for? Is your image at stake here? Right? So examine the motives behind your choices. All right. So just for a second, let's take a moment to review this month because there's a lot jam-packed in here. Would you agree? All right. So we are in a very, very dynamic universal year. Okay. So 2024 is an 8 universal year. This is much more vibrant, much more forward moving, much more energetic than we experienced last year in 2023. This is going to be what we call your umbrella influence. So it doesn't matter what personal year you're in, you are going to feel the influence of this 8 vibration. If you're curious to know a little bit more about how 2024 is going to roll out, you can check out my video on YouTube. I've already done a forecast for the year of 2024. But just know that everybody right now is feeling very inspired to step into their power. Okay. They're looking for a little bit more control. They're looking to take back their power when they've, been giving it away. We're all feeling the need to manifest a better life for ourselves. We're all feeling a little bit more driven, a little bit more competitive, a little bit more combative, right? We need the power and the control for ourselves. So even though February is a 1 universal month, I want you to remember that you're still under that umbrella of the 8 that says, giddy up, let's go at all costs, let's make it happen kind of thing. But even still, we need to know when to cool our jets. Okay. So sometimes take the time out, pause, breathe before you make a decision and ask yourself, do I have to make this decision right now? Should I sleep on this? Would that be a better thing to do? My husband's a really good one for saying, if I'm upset about something and I'm responding in an email, he's always saying, step away from send. Like, just step away from the send. Don't hit that button. Sleep on it. Throw it into drafts. Sleep on it, and then revisit it in the morning. And he's always right. I always have a tendency to re-edit, or I cool down, or I see it differently, whatever. Your own personal year may be helping you to be a little bit more affirmative in your decisions. But it also could be causing you to feel a little bit insecure about making a decision as well. So, for example, if you happen to be in a 7 personal year, that's already a year where you're questioning things. You're going to be second guessing everything. So, you're not really feeling very solid about making big decisions. So, if you check out my YouTube channel, once again, there is a video in there that explains all of the 9 years. And it's just called Exploring the 9 Years Epicycle. And you can check that out. And then you can see what year you're in and how that's affecting your ability to confidently make decisions or feeling a little bit sketchy about it, right? Okay, so I want you to remember that the February of 2024, as you know, is a 1 universal month. How do we know that? Let's recap that for a second. February is the second month, so that's a 2, okay? Now, 2024, when we add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, it equals 8. Add the 2 and the 8 together, it comes to 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So that means that February, the influence of February, the rocket fuel that we're being given is related to the number 1. So this is going to be very vibrant, this energy. It's going to be very quick, fast moving, a little bit of anxiety, right? A little bit of restlessness. But it's important to take advantage of this amazing energy for sure. I'm not asking you to, sit back on your heels. I'm not saying that at all. But it's also really important not to make hasty decisions that you're going to regret later. So you might want to review this video again, or read the newsletter, whatever, to review the points I've just given you, because they're really, really good ones. All right. I want you to succeed. That's why I create this stuff. So aren't you glad you made the choice to watch this video? That was a good choice, right? So February sure can be full speed ahead. I'm just asking you guys, just slow down. Just slow down just a little bit. Slow down while taking a look in the rearview mirror, because I want you to figure out, are your decisions supporting your efforts to move forward, or are they keeping you really small and trapped in the past? Okay. I know you've got this. I know that you're going to rock it out in February. I know that you will be creating your best month ever. Have a good one, guys. Take care. We'll see you next time.